Good morning, students. Today we will discuss motion at the end. In previous class, we have learned the equations of motions. Now I would like to state some more facts about the equations of motion. Some more facts about the equation of motion. About the equations of motion. First of all, in all the three equations of motion, there is any uniform acceleration. There must be uniform acceleration. If a body starts from rest that is u equals 0, then the final velocity is v is directly proportional to t, to the time interval t. That is v equals u plus at equals 0 plus at equals 80, or v is directly proportional to t since a is constant. The fact is derived. The final velocity attained by a body in a time interval t when it starts from rest is directly proportional to the time. Third point, if a body starts from rest, the distance travelled by the body in a time interval t is directly proportional to the square of time interval. If a body starts from rest, that is u equals 0, then the time interval, then the distance travelled by the body is directly proportional to the square of time interval. That is, s varies t square, since s equals ut plus half a t square, u is 0, 0 into t plus half a t square. This will equals half a t square. Here we get s is directly proportional to t square, since half a is a constant. Then we have got the distance travelled by a body in a time interval t is directly proportional to the square of time when it starts from rest. We get a result in equation 1, we get this result in equation 2. Now we may have the same type of result based on equation 3. What is the fact? If a body is finally stopped, then distance travelled by the body is directly proportional to the square of velocity with which the body starts to move. The fact is based on the third equation of motion. In this fact, we know if a body is finally stopped, then the distance travelled by the body is directly proportional. Distance travelled by the body s is directly proportional to the square of the velocity, initial velocity, square of the initial velocity, that is the velocity with which the body starts to move, the velocity with which the body starts to move. S equals s varies v square u square. See, since v square equals u square minus 2as, when the body is finally stopped, it must have negative acceleration. So the form of equation is like this. Now v is 0, the body is finally stopped, so V will be 0. The body is finally stopped means the final velocity is 0 equals u square minus 2as, or u square equals 2as, or s equals u square by 2a, or s varies u square, since 1 by 2a is a constant. Now we will have the three important results which is very helpful to solve numerical problems. Now in the chapter motion we will study 5 terms: displacement, distance, velocity, acceleration and time. The first term is displacement. About the displacement, there are some important facts. One of them, displacement is positive as well as negative. Displacement is linear as well as angular. Now I would like to describe here actually circular motion, in which we learn angular displacement, angular velocity, and relation between angular displacement and angular velocity, linear displacement and linear velocity. Then circular motion, there are 5 types of motion: linear motion, circular motion, periodic motion, oscillatory or vibratory motion, and random motion. In motion, there are 5 types of motion: linear motion, circular motion, periodic motion, oscillatory or vibratory motion, and random motion. The second type of motion is circular motion, in which we learn displacement is angular, not only linear but displacement is angular and velocity is angular. Circular motion, when a body moves along a circle, then the body is said to be in circular motion. When a body moves along a circle with a constant speed, then the body is said to be in uniform circular motion. When a body is in uniform circular motion, there arises an important question: velocity varies, speed is constant. There will be 4 options in the question arises here. Which of the following is true? When a body moves in a uniform circular motion, then a speed varies, velocity constant. A speed constant, velocity varies. See, in a uniform circular motion, the question like this: uniform circular motion, in a uniform circular motion, a speed varies, velocity constant. A speed constant, velocity varies. a speed varies, velocity varies, a speed constant, velocity constant, there are four options. Which one is true? You will have to see. In a uniform circular motion, the body moves along a circle with constant speed, but its direction continuously changes. So, velocity does not remain constant. Now, angular displacement. The distance traveled by a body in a given time in a given direction is called displacement. This is linear displacement. The distance traveled by a body in a given direction and in a given time is called displacement. It is linear displacement. When a body moves along a circle, the angle subtended by the body, when a body moves along a circle, the angle subtended by the body in a given time at the center of the circle is called angular displacement. It is defined as the angular displacement. When a body moves along a circle, the angle subtended by the body at the center of the circle in a given time is called angular displacement. It is measured by the angle, so it is denoted by theta, and since the unit of angle is radian, therefore the SI unit of angular displacement will be radian. The SI unit of angular displacement is radian. Now, angular velocity. Suppose the body completes one revolution in time t along a circle, then the angular displacement is 2 pi radian. A body completes one cycle along a circle in time t, then the angular displacement is 2 pi radian. The body completes along the circle one cycle in time t, circle of radius r in time t, then the angular displacement is 2 pi radian. 2 pi radian. Angular velocity, suppose the body moves along a circle from A to B in a time t and forms this angle, then this angle theta is angular displacement and get time t. This is time t. Then angular velocity will be theta by t, the angle subtended by a body moving along a circle in a unit time. Angular velocity. This is the length of r and this is the radian. We often sometimes define an angle theta equals L by r. L means the distance travelled by the body along the line, that is, this is the linear distance travelled by the body in a time t. Therefore, L equals theta into r means the relation between linear distance and angular distance, it may be expressed as L equals theta into r, linear distance equals angular distance into radius. I would like to repeat, angular displacement is defined as the angle subtended by the body at the center of the circle in a time t. Suppose the body moves along a circle from A to B in a time t and subtends an angle theta at the center of the circle of radius r. We often define an angle as the ratio between the length of an arc and radius of the circle, that is theta equals L by r. This implies L equals theta into r. Actually, L is the distance travelled by the body along a line of the circle and theta is the angular displacement. Then we get the result, the relation between linear distance and angular displacement, which is linear distance equals angular displacement into radius. Now, angular velocity. The angle subtended by a body moving along a circle, the angle subtended by a body moving along a circle at its center in a unit time is called angular velocity. It is denoted by radian. It is denoted by omega. Therefore, omega equals angular displacement by time. Therefore, SI unit of angular velocity, omega, is radian per second. SI unit of omega is radian per second. Now, relation. relation between linear velocity and angular velocity. Just sir, over relation between omega and v, that is linear velocity and angular velocity, since theta equals L by r, this implies theta by t equals L by RT 1 by r omega equals L by r into 1 by t. L by r means V by t. V equals omega into r. Omega into r. L by t V 1 by r. Therefore, relation between linear speed and angular velocity is velocity equals omega into r. Okay, thanks.